Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you again so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Happy FOMC meeting day. I just want to preface, let you know that the charts are going to get a little funky here soon. Going to hit the old reset button to sweep upper and lower levels of liquidation. We'll look at that here in a minute, but the key takeaway is that what we're looking at right now can definitely change. It's very much subject to change when the price action kind of jumps, that knee-jerk reaction when we see Bitcoin take off or drop really hard depending on how the FOMC performs. So just friendly advice, be very careful trading today. We are holding off on trading, so if you see my Twitter, you'll notice that we're usually recommending low leverage or no leverage for the trades here today, so just keep in mind it's best to kind of wait on the sidelines. I know the gambling addict in you is probably thinking otherwise, and if so, that's okay too. I've traded FOMC as well. It's nothing like super crazy, but it's also considerably risky to do so, right? Again, it just depends on what you're doing. Maybe one or two small little trades, different story altogether, but crazy high leverage plays, not really all that ideal. Anyways, having looked at this here from before until now, we can see that lower level liquidation swept at 176. Talked about that being somewhat of a support level. The price bounced off that level, hasn't come back yet. I was expecting a little bit of retest of that 160, 176, 177, but it just bounced right off 178 and took off. Okay. Now, it is more likely than not going to continue back lower here just because Bitcoin's pulling back, kind of stabilizing. And I do still feel like Solana has more downside potential. But if we look at the liquidation here, we can see there's equal amount of liquidation at 174 as there is 186. So the late shorts and late longs effectively kind of all in that range. So we'll see here soon which side is swept, obviously based on the FOMC results there with the inflation data, etc. So just be mindful. This is it's a very real thing. So having said that, now that we look at liquidation, we can kind of see just the more recent low, more recent highs. There's accumulation above and below those price actions. So again, kind of standard stuff. We see our more recent high of 185 just got retested. That's the most recent high here. And then we can also see, of course, at 176, that 0.618 fib level, that golden pocket got tested too. So let's go ahead and take a look at the daily and kind of work our way down, see what's going on, and see where we're at. So let's look at, first of all, the moving averages, because I know we're getting closer to the 20-day SMA. It's not really super close, but it's starting to trend upwards, getting in that range of 165, 170. That's good. It's very good to be above that, right? But the key takeaway is that the price, those commonly work as magnets, and the price will move towards them. And generally speaking, if we break below that, then we got to be kind of more careful about just taking long trades in general. We've been careful about that either way you look at it, but having a macro analysis, understanding that we're still in good shape with this coin, it's nice to be able to understand that you probably have more luck going up than down, right? That is changing though. You got to recognize that. If we take a look at MACD, we're starting to diverge. We're not fully there yet. We can totally see an MACD FU and the price recover, but it's common for the MACD when it diverges to continue lower with the price action when that happens. RSI has been maintaining itself quite nicely here though. This is the interesting thing. Most coins are down at 50 or lower, where we can see Solana holding strong at this level. Money flow index is still high. We got to respect the fact that there's a lot of money flowing to this coin, even at such a high price point. So that does show sustainability. Stochastic swinging down still kind of implies that we might see further downside, but that's going to start stabilizing here soon. And there's a good chance we could see the price continue further up. But we can also kind of see here, there's some interesting patterns forming, and there's a decent chance, I personally still feel, with this more recent low being lower than the previous, we're establishing lower lows and lower highs. So I think that we're still due to continue further down based on that sentiment. There's a lot of other things we want to look at, but we are remaining under 50 on the RSI. Generally, that's unfavorable. Stochastic is trying to swing down for the second time. Money flow index is pretty low on the 4-hour time frame, letting us know in the last 14 candles, 2.5 days, we haven't seen a lot of buying pressure. Even though there is still a decent amount of volume, all things considered, it's pretty high in the overall sense. It's not high for Solana. We need it to be higher to be able to maintain this price point. If we do zoom out a little bit, we can see the point of control right now is this 182, 183 mark. So that is a tentative resistance. So that 0.382 at 183 is likely to hold as a resistance unless we can break above that. We close above 183. I do think 187, 195 is a possible continuation play out potential. Okay. So again, at this point though, we're still exuding more bearish qualities than bullish qualities, but we're maintaining above the 50-day SMA too. So it kind of gives us a slight edge there as well. So I would say we're like 51% bullish on the 4-hour time frame. It's not dumb. Again, it's dumb when that happens because there's not much you can do or should do as a trader. again, I recognize day trading and finding like little smaller plays, whatever, but from a macro perspective here, a lot of coins are in this transition right now, so it doesn't make a ton of sense to trade, especially FOMC being right on the horizon. So please just be careful, exercise caution when you take trades. We compare Solana's hourly chart to Bitcoin's hourly chart. Solana is on the pullback more so than Bitcoin, but it's mainly because it ramped up a lot sooner and harder first. So we just acted off 185. So the key takeaway here is we're still honoring this rising wedge pattern here until we break down below that. We're going to presume that the continuation to the upside will happen because we are establishing higher lows on the hourly time frame. We combine that with the Ichimoku cloud. We can confirm here that the lagging spans in the price action, conversion lines above the baseline, giving us good momentum, but the truth is we're still well below the cloud. So unless we see a solid closure at 185 or higher, there's no other way around it. We don't really have a leg to stand on to take a long position with confidence, okay? Inverse applies as well. I wouldn't say taking a short is exactly a great call right now, considering that we don't have a ton of bearish divergence. So you kind of got this, again, this transitionary time frame, and this happens a lot in trading, folks. 95% of trading really is understanding the trend reversals, and in this case here, it's trying to reverse itself, just hasn't confirmed that it's done yet. So again, this is me personally, you don't have to do this. I like to wait on the sidelines until I find a good opportunity. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and force a trade that isn't there. I mean, not only because I have hundreds of traders underneath me, but more importantly, it's just the right thing to do in general as a trader to wait for confirmation, okay? And that's just not what we see here, okay? So again, no matter how much you love or hate this coin, whatever the case is, it still doesn't take away from the fact that we don't have great trading opportunities at this exact moment. Will that change soon? Yeah, it'll probably be a much different story here in another 3 or 4 hours, all right? So just be patient, be careful, and I hope that you are safe in whatever ways that you decide to trade. Again, low leverage, low position size is probably the best way to go leading into this event here today. That's generally the way that I trade, and no matter how you look at it, but I would recommend pump the brakes, slowing down a little bit. If you need more help in being a better trader, if you've got a trading university, make sure to watch those videos. And of course, join us over on our Discord here too. We got a pretty awesome group of folks here. So it's a lot of fun. And congrats again to our committee here. We took a nice AVAX trade day before yesterday, took 22% there, an older Caspa trade. Broke its all-time high, by the way. I'll cover that here soon, right around 50% profit. That is a 3-week-old trade. Keep in mind, swing trades take a little while to develop, okay? So it all depends on where you're at, what kind of position you're planning to take. But at this point, no trade is a good trade. All right, thanks again for watching. Oh, I'm sorry, very last thing, I probably should open this. This is probably the most important thing. Bitunix does have an exclusive deposit bonus going right now. Whether you use my link to register in the past or move forward by using one, you will be eligible for these future bonuses here. So it's really awesome, easy way to do it, and no KYC or VPN. These guys have been a phenomenal exchange for us over the last year, and I would highly recommend it. They're a community favorite. So again, check that out. Links down below. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.